Hello everyone, I'm Swati, science teacher at Bright Scholar Senior Secondary School, Sonipat. So today we are going to start with chapter 6, life processes. In this presentation, we are going to cover a small part of the chapter, that is nutrition in unicellular organisms. My first question for you all is, what are the characteristics of life? Yes, you all are right that these are the basic 7 life processes, that is to move, to reproduce, being sensitive, have nutrition, to excrete, to respire, and yes, of course, to grow. Now the question arises, what is the basic difference between living and non-living thing? Living things generally cause movement, they have nutrition, they excrete, they grow, they respire, they reproduce most importantly, and they are quite sensitive to the environment they live in. But non-living things do not show any kind of movement. They do not take any nutrition. There is no excretion, yes, of course, and no growth also. They do not respire, they do not reproduce, and there is no sensory organ present. Now we can conclude from the previous data that what are the life processes? It is nutrition, it is transportation, it is respiration, excretion, synthesis. Now what is synthesis? Synthesis could be related to the manufacturing of food by autotrophs, heterotrophs. It is to grow, to regulate, and reproduce also. Now, what is nutrition? Nutrition is something that involves ingestion, digestion, and egestion. Ingestion is obtaining food from the environment, from the surroundings we live in. Digestion is processing the same food that can be used by the organism, and egestion is removal of the solid waste from the body. How an organism grow? We grow by utilizing the energy we get from the food we eat. And how is this accomplished? This is accomplished by breaking down of the food that produces energy. Basically, the life on earth, it depends on the obtaining of energy by the breaking of carbon-based compounds. What are these carbon-based compounds? These are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. So as you all can see in the picture that these fats, these carbohydrates, these proteins, they undergo oxidation reduction reactions that produces energy. Basically, this energy is what? The molecular movements that cause the molecular movements inside the cell. They maintains the living structure. They helps in growing of the body and also in running a series of biochemical reactions inside the cell. Chemical reactions inside the cells. Oxidation reduction reactions, I am sure you all are familiar to as you have studied it in chapter 1, chemical equations and reactions. So generally the glucose molecule, they break down. It could be a fatty acid also. It could be amino acids also. These molecules break down and they produces energy in the cells. And because these reactions uses oxygen, that is why we call them as cellular respiration. Now, how do organisms obtain their nutrition? We are basically going to talk about single cellular organisms, or we can say unicellular organisms, for example, amoeba. If we talk about amoeba, they have only one cell that carries out all the required life processes, and they do not have any specific organ system for taking in food, for exchange of gases, or for removal of waste. So basically the entire surface of the organism is direct in contact with the environment. How they carry out the processes, all the processes, there is a simple diffusion process that helps in carrying out all the life processes. Now the question arises, what is a simple diffusion process? Diffusion is the method in which amoeba obtains oxygen and expel waste gas, that is carbon dioxide. Diffusion is a method of respiration in amoeba and it will also undergo osmosis. However, unlike the diffusion of gases, excess of water needs to be forcefully, or you can say mechanically, removed from the body. So as you can see in the slide, this is a picture of amoeba, a unicellular organism. Okay, now let's start with different stages in the nutrition of amoeba. The very first stage is ingestion. You can see in the picture that amoeba is a pseudopod. What does that mean? That amoeba has false feet. It tries to engulf the food particle. Now, what is ingestion? It's the process by which the amoeba takes food by either swallowing or absorbing it, and it pushes out the pseudopodia to encircle the food and engulf it to form a food vacuole. This process is known as phagocytosis. I'm sure you all are familiar to the term. In the second stage, that is forming food vacuole, the pseudopodia forms a food vacuole in the body. It traps the food, and in the next stage, that is digestion, this food is engulfed within the food vacuole. The next stage is absorption, wherein this digested food diffuses into the cytoplasm. You all know about cytoplasm, that it's a jelly-like substance inside a cell. The next one is assimilation. What is assimilation? Assimilation is basically the process of obtaining energy from the absorbed food molecules. In case of amoeba, this absorbed food molecules are utilized for producing the energy required to carry out the different life processes within the cell. The next one is egestion. And what is egestion? That it's the process of excretion of undigested food material. In amoeba, this process is basically carried out by rupturing the cell membrane to remove the undigested food from the body. This slide shows you the basic structure of amoeba. That amoeba is a pseudopod. That means it has false feet, you can say temporary feet, that helps in the movement of amoeba and in gathering of food. The next, you can see that this is a food particle that is being swallowed. There is this membrane that covers the cell. The next is a cytoplasm and a protoplasm also. Now the question arises, what is a cytoplasm and what is a protoplasm? What is the difference between them? So protoplasm is the content of the cell. It includes the cell membrane, it includes cytoplasm and the cell nucleus also. But cytoplasm is only the jelly-like substance that helps in arranging the particles of the cell. The next is a nucleus, that is the mastermind. It controls reproduction and growth. The next is a food vacuole, which helps in digestion of food. The last one is a contractile vacuole. Now, what is a contractile vacuole and how it is different from a food vacuole? This contractile vacuole is a cavity. What is a cavity? It's the space, as you can see in the picture, within the amoeba that excretes excess water and waste. The waste is brought to the cell membrane, and with the help of pseudopods, they are thrown out of the body. For better understanding of the topic, I am sharing a link with you all. Follow the link on YouTube to find out more about the nutrition in amoeba. I hope you have learned from the presentation. Do watch my next PowerPoint, which is going to cover nutrition in plants, the next topic of the chapter. So keep watching and stay connected with Learning is Fun with Swati. Thank you.